up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. The Lunar New Year travel season is already underway in Taiwan, with crowds packing the country's airports and rail stations. There are some efforts to keep the annual chaos under control. But from now through early February, those hitting the road should be prepared for long waits and even last-minute changes to plan. Zhang Mantres reports.
The Lunar New Year break doesn't officially start until Saturday, but this crowd of travelers hasn't waited. For many, this is a popular, if pricey, time to do some sightseeing or shopping abroad. But as everyone who travels this time of year knows, it's important to hit the road early to beat the traffic, and for air travelers, the seemingly endless security lines. At Taiwan's main international airport in Taoyuan, some people are even arriving half a day before their flights. The airport metro line alone expects to carry an average of 145,000 passengers a day over the coming 9 days of vacation. Those traveling domestically will face an even bigger crush. This is a time of year for visiting family and hometowns, and trains especially fill up to bursting. The rail network is trying to cope by increasing services. Meanwhile, the high-speed rail has a new strategy. Last year, there was some unpleasantness on this fast line linking Taiwan's main cities along the west coast as people squeezed in and competed for non-reserved seats. And this year, the line expects to carry over 1.3 million passengers during the break. So if crowds start to overflow this year, it will encourage passengers to use slower trains or buses instead. It's setting up a center in Taichung Station, roughly the halfway point on the line, that will direct passengers to other transport options. Some travelers think it's a good idea. But giving up on the fast train could mean adding hours onto the journey, especially with traffic on the highways. And so some are skeptical of the plan. It will be early February before things return to normal in the skies and on the rails and roads. Until then, travelers can expect lines, jams, and the need for an extra bit of patience on their journey. Luffy Li and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Hearing-impaired advocacy groups have raised concerns after a government live stream aired without a sign language interpreter. This comes amid clashes between political parties after opposition-led budget cuts. Wesley Lewis reports.
A routine live stream from Taiwan's highest administrative body, the Executive Yuan, is now causing a public uproar. Missing from the screen, the long customary sign language interpreter.
我们平常院会后记者会在这绿幕前面都会有手语老师，但是因为新传出预算被全数删除，所以我们真的请不起手语老师了。对听众朋友，我们也是真的很抱歉。
And that's exactly what this message on screen stated. Where the sign language interpreter would have normally been, the administrative organ, led by the ruling DPP party, instead said that one couldn't be hired because of sweeping budgets spearheaded by the opposition parties in the legislature. Cuts that the opposition says targets unnecessary spending.
我们砍掉是政府官员他们拿去这个特支费，他们出国旅行费用以及他大内宣跟大外宣费用，这不是人民所需要跟必要的。人民真的需要的社会福利，我们一项都没有删，完全都保留好。
The government leaving out the sign language interpreter from this live stream prompted an angry response from the deaf community.
这我不能接受，因为我觉得这攸关我们聋人对国家大事、政策等等的了解。对我们来说是最基本的，这么基本的资讯平权，连这么基本的需求都被砍，真的很奇怪。
But this is just the latest in what's becoming a political tug of war, with the KMT-led opposition bloc holding a majority in the legislature. They have the power to check the ruling DPP, led by President Lai Ching-te. The cuts also impact the military, media, and the utilities.
I mean, the KMT it's kind of in their DNA to oppose just about everything that the DPP does. So without any other tools, this is the one way they're going to get the Lai administration actually to pay attention to them.
As this political rivalry persists, caught in between is the Taiwanese public, with groups now like the hearing impaired feeling like the politicians aren't protecting their interests. Patrick Chen and Wesley Lewis for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's economy grew 4.3% in 2024, the fastest growth in 3 years. The Government Statistics Bureau says Taiwan's economy grew by 1.84% year-on-year between October and December, almost 3% slower than the growth rate recorded between July and September. Exports increased in the fourth quarter, driven by demand for artificial intelligence. President Lai Ching-te has set new carbon reduction goals for Taiwan. Speaking in the meeting of the National Climate Change Committee, he specified reduction targets of about 32% in 2032 and 38% in 2035.
或许有人会觉得太少，有人会觉得太多，但是我们是负责任的盘点计划，务实提出目标。
Some environmental groups at the committee meeting called for stricter, more ambitious targets. Greenpeace called on the government to commit to zero growth in the use of natural gas beginning this year and to completely phase out coal power plants by 2035. Other environmentalists say that the country needs to work faster to meet its targets.
2035要减到52%，才有办法是符合近邻方面的路径。
Due to a 70% budget freeze on the presidential office, the 12 committee members agreed to waive their fees. Taiwanese tennis star Hsieh Su-wei and her partner Elena Ostapenko have advanced to the women's doubles finals at the Australian Open. They defeated Erin Routliffe and Gabriela Dabrowski in the semifinal match on Friday. The championship match is scheduled for Sunday, where the duo will face Taylor Townsend of the United States and Katarzyna Simiakova of the Czech Republic. A victory would secure Hsieh a second consecutive title after winning the mixed doubles last year. The 2025 Asian Winter Games set to kick off in Harbin, China in February. Our reporter Sandy Chi went to see how Taiwan's national men's ice hockey team is training for the games, where they will start their campaign as very much the underdogs.
Speed, power, and determination. This is Taiwan's national men's ice hockey team, gearing up for the Asian Winter Games that will get underway in Harbin, China next month. The 20 players, aged 19 to 35, are set to face off against some of the top teams in Asia, including Kazakhstan, South Korea, Japan, and the host, China. Realistically, Team Taiwan does not expect to win any medals, but they are aiming to gain valuable experience, as well as earn the respect of their opponents.
我希望这些年轻球员可以学到，看到更高 level 等级的球队怎么打球，然后给他们更多的启发。因为我本身也是在15年前参加这个比赛的时候，获得一些启发，然后进而我也到国外。 才有机会到国外打球。3打2，你在射这种球是什么意思？要快一点，换快点，你们要专心一点。
The national men's ice hockey team was formed in 2007 and currently ranks 40th in the world, behind Asian countries that have the advantage of having more snow than subtropical Taiwan. Team captain Ling Hongru has been playing ice hockey for almost 2 decades. Ling says the sport is not that popular in Taiwan, and the government does not devote enough resources to its development.
我们只有一个标准的小巨蛋，那还有其他的项目，像花式啊、竞速、像冰石湖等等的，就是冰雪项目的都会用同一个场地。那在场地分配的话，我们用的时间就也有限。
Currently, the national team has access to the venue for just around 2 hours per week, with some players traveling long distances from other cities to attend training sessions, including Captain Ling.
我还要从台中上来台北，那我这样来回开车就会4个小时。但是就是因为为了这个目标嘛，所以就是要努力，对，那慢慢去适应，但不能说不影响，一定会有影响。
Despite the challenges, Taiwan has seen the sport develop over the past 10 years. However, there's still a lot of work to be done.
那我们是希望说，再有一座冰场起来，可以再培育更多的冰球选手。那可能希望在5年之内，希望把我们的成绩，把跟中日韩这些成绩拉近一点点。
But despite all the challenges, These players are determined to do what they love and shine out on the rink in Harbin, and win kudos even if they don't win their games.
会遇到这4个亚洲冰球的强国，那我觉得不论结果如何，就是我们想要赢得对手的尊重。对，因为在世界排名真的落差比较大，但也很荣幸能再遇到他们。我们想要看一下，同时也是挑战一下自己，看我们的能耐到哪里。
With the Asian Winter Games set to begin on February 7th, Taiwan's hockey players know they must make the most of the limited time they have on the ice. It's time for them to get their skates on and share their pluck with the puck. Devon Tsai and Sani Chi for TaiwanPlus.
2 dolphins have been found washed ashore on a beach in northern Taiwan, one dead and the other still alive. They were identified as Fraser's dolphins, a protected species. The surviving dolphin was successfully released back into the sea. The dead dolphin will undergo an autopsy to determine the cause of death. Fraser's dolphins are usually found in deep waters in the Pacific Ocean. After weeks of anticipation, Pungently, Sydney's rare corpse flower, has begun blooming at the Botanical Gardens. Its smell has been described as cat vomit or dead bodies, but as Rosa Gweninger explains, its that stinky reputation is drawing people in.
It's a reception worthy of a celebrity. Crowds waiting hours to catch a glimpse of the rare bloom of this corpse flower at Sydney's Botanic Gardens. This spectacle, a long time coming. The endangered Amorphophaphalus titanum only flowers once every few years, and only for 24 hours. This is the first time her bloom has graced Sydney since 2010. Nicknamed Patricia, she's drawn in over 20,000 people to marvel at both her striking appearance and her stench.
It smells a little bit like when there's a dead animal in the house, but you don't know where it is or what it is. It's kind of that smell, like a musty, dead type of smell.
The flower is beautiful. The smell was like hot garbage.
Roses would be ideal, wouldn't it? No, clearly a dead body.
The pungent smell, mimicking its home in the jungle of Indonesia's Sumatra to attract pollinators. It will take 2 to 3 hours to completely unfurl, when she will reach a temperature of up to 37 degrees Celsius to intensify her scent. Patricia showed signs she would bloom just over 2 weeks ago. Since then, she's grown 1.6 metres. With only 300 estimated to be left in the wild, workers at Sydney's Botanic Gardens are set to hand-pollinate the flower to produce a seed for the species' survival.
Once it all dies down, we'll harvest that seed and we'll be able to use it and share it with other botanic gardens to grow more of these plants.
Patricia has also become a social media sensation, drawing admirers from across the globe. Almost 1 million people have followed the corpse flower's journey to bloom on a live stream titled A Plant to Die For. Her following coining new acronyms in her honour, including WWTF, We Worship the Flower, and BBTB, Blessed Be the Bloom.
I've been watching Patricia for a week on the live stream non-stop while I'm working. Hope my boss has been watching this. Just on the live stream on the side, waiting for her to pop open. And I saw her today and I was like, I've got to get into the city. I was at home. I was like, get on the train, I'm going to see her.
Her popularity, scientists say, is great for awareness around conservation efforts.
It's really rewarding to us to see that there is an interest when you have a spectacular plant like this for people to come in, to people to be engaged. It's really rewarding and we try to, talk about the stories around, amazing evolutionary adaptations, the importance of conserving threatened species like this so that they don't go extinct in the wild.
The Botanic Gardens will open their gates until midnight to allow as many people as possible to revel at the corpse flower's bloom. A rarity that may not be seen here again for another decade. Justin Wu and Rosie Gweninger for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching today's What's Up Taiwan. Finally, we leave you with images of animals at the Houston Zoo delighting in the rare snowfall. Zookeepers say some of the animals are experiencing snow for the first time. I'm Ethan. Take care, and I'll see you next time.